The Suplah, bringing you the latest in wrestling news, reviews, and rumors by annoyed fans. For annoyed fans.
Let's get it on!
Bring it!
Hello wrestling fans, and welcome to another edition of the Suplah. I am Andy Kwan. Kenny's also with me. He decided to start attacking my headphones right before I start, because my cat is a professional podcaster now. And with me as always is Sam Brooks.
Congratulations and celebrations. I don't know the rest of the words, but I'm saying congratulations. Congratulations, Andy.
For what? What have I done?
He's being coy. He's being humble. Look at him. Look at this guy. He's had such an impressive journey to get to this point, and yet he doesn't want any of the glory. He's not a big fan of being made a fuss of. I understand, but hey, you've made it to this point now. What do you think? How does it feel?
What do you want about?
How does it feel, Andy, to finally have won your
I am the Suplah Brawl heavyweight champion of the world. Quite frankly,
Jesus Christ, you try and fucking throw me a bone here, dude. Like, geez, I'm trying to big you up here. I'm trying to get everybody on the same page. Like, your accomplishment is fucking incredible.
It is an incredible thing.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't watch the thing that I'm in.
No, I know I did.
Who are you?
Where
am I?
Why is there a fairy thing trying to steal my things? I'm very happy with the win. I am the Suplah Brawl heavyweight champion. It's just God, this is gonna get soppy very quickly, but it's this whole thing is simulated, isn't it? Life as a whole, because that's a theory that we could go into, but I don't know if we've got time.
Picture, if you will,
yes.
Neo.
Yes.
We are in the Matrix. I took the red pill.
Mm-hmm.
You took the blue pill.
I need to watch that.
And this is why we disagree on so many things.
Ah, that makes sense. But
the Suplah Brawl. What a show. What a crazy show it is. The way it works is that all of the matches are simulated with the WWE 2K AI, artificial intelligence, or lack thereof.
Yeah, okay.
Depending on who you ask.
I mean, it's just a deeply ironic. Not ironic. What word am I looking for? Touching, moving,
circumstantial.
I don't know. It's the pay-per-view name was originally created by Kim, because I created an event in my 2K game called In Your Spouse.
In Your Spouse.
That is
parody of the old WWF In Your House.
It's a Kim Pierce creation, and I end up winning the only time I've been world champion on a show that she invented, which was eventually dedicated to her. What a magical moment. I cried afterwards. It's a fucking video game, Sam.
It's not real.
It's not real. I didn't win anything, damn it. But no,
the fact that you at the start of this season of Brawl has been going on for literally over a year now. It's because the almighty powers that be decided there's not going to be a new game. You're stuck with this for the foreseeable future, and you're going to like it. So we've taken the ball, we've run with it. Suplah Brawl in 2K20 happened, it premiered in January 2020. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. We're now in April 2014. 2014. Wow. Jesus
we
Christ.
went back in time. I know the world is going to
I wish we were in April 2014. That would be fucking great.
What a great time that was.
You don't remember any of it, do you?
I was finishing university, so perhaps not.
We had just met.
Did we just meet
I
then?
say met, like I joined the Suplah in April of 2014. We are digressing,
Yes,
aren't
yes,
we?
we are. Yes.
So this fucking shit game, this fucking horrible fucking game, this awful, shitty, fucking terrible game, this game that has given me so much grief, so much anxiety, so much trouble for the past year and a bit with some change. It's we're running with it. We're gonna continue making brawl events until we don't want to do it anymore. As is the case with this channel, we just keep doing things until we don't want to do them anymore.
Because that's
And
how
then we
life
want to
works.
do them again. Exactly. That's just how things are. You do things whilst you want to do them.
Eventually we'll get to 20 of Andy's Garden.
Eventually,
I
but
don't
we're not
know
when that will be when it will be. For now, we have Suplah Brawl in your spouse. Go and watch the main event. We spoiled the result, but fuck it. The two people that watch it have probably already seen it anyway, so
frankly,
that's fine.
It's probably the greatest main event in history. Quite possibly.
20-minute Iron Man match between Carmine Antonelli, defending champion, and new challenger Andy Kwan, man who had never won a belt in Suplah Brawl before this. The year was plagued with Andy telling us,
This show is rigged. You do it so that I lose on purpose.
you joined the dark side, you went rogue, you turned evil, you joined Liam Dunn's Implode Brawl movement, you attracted a fan base in the form of Kid Burnstorm and Dubstep Dale.
See, Dubstep Dale's good though.
Is he?
Sort
Is
of.
he really? And so we have now made it to this point. Andy Kwan, Suplah Brawl champion. You did it, kid.
I plan to remain champion forever.
Well, it's all well and good you saying this.
No, I like being champion. It's fun. I'll say
Carmine
it again.
Antonelli, I don't want to call him the booker, the commissioner of Suplah Brawl, the Vince McMahon of Brawl. Whatever he says is what goes. Okay, settle down.
Sorry.
Let me just cut the promo here.
Yes.
So, he decided, before he lost his championship, that there would be a double gold dash at the next event. Between
all the
the
belts.
Suplah Brawl champion and the Suplah Brawl Jobbers champion, the one, the only, the king of the monsters, Dragon.
Oh, fuck.
So, now that you are Suplah Brawl champion,
Mm-hmm.
it's still going ahead. It's still happening.
Very good. I will knock that dragon into Game of Thrones.
It should be said. It should be said that this dragon, the dragon that has survived decapitation, the dragon that is in the Suplah Hall of Fame, the dragon who was the Suplah's Wrestler of the Decade from 2000 to 2010. This man is on this dragon, is on a 10-fight win streak and has defended his belt like 9 times. Something hitherto unheard of in the realm of AI-controlled video game wrestling contests. How do you feel?
Not confident.
You know what? You say that. You have beaten many varieties of intimidating opponents. Brock Lesnar, Braun Strowman, at this year's Sacrifice. You've beaten Liam. You've beaten Keelan.
Yep.
You've beaten Carmine.
Uh-huh.
You beat me at one point. Not everyone can do that.
I can beat up this dragon. I can do this.
Winner takes all. And just to be clear,
is this a unification thing or?
This will not be a unification.
Oh,
if you win this match and you do become Suplah Brawl Jobbers champion as well as Suplah Brawl champion, you will have to pull double duty and defend both of these belts.
You said duty.
Something that another company could have learned from.
Yeah, that company is New Japan Pro Wrestling because this past week, New Japan Pro Wrestling have revealed a championship belt that can only be described as shit. Because
no, come on,
wait,
man.
wait, okay, wait,
You
I'll
can't do
find-
it dirty straight out of a gate. You have to give people context.
Okay, so basically, Kyoto Ibushi, is that his name?
It's not Kyoto Ibushi.
What is it? I don't watch New Japan. I don't know. I know the belt's ugly as fuck. Like,
Oh, come on, man. Kota Ibushi.
yeah, right, okay. The belt is ugly, so continue. Why does he have a new ugly belt?
All right, clearly this man
Okay,
is
well,
a charlatan and a fool and doesn't know anything about what he's trying to talk about. So
What
let's
are you
hand it over to me, shall we?
What? What?
The resident New Japan pro wrestling fan who actually ingests the content like a good sandwich.
I mean, I do like a good sandwich, but this is.
And you would love Japanese wrestling, but no, the language barrier scares you, and
No,
you
it
can't
doesn't.
pronounce any of the names properly.
Okay, that's true, but that doesn't make me like.
So, ahead of Sakura Genesis this Sunday, tomorrow, as of this recording, Kota Ibushi defends against the New Japan Cup winner, Will Ospreay. There's a name you know how to pronounce.
William.
Or do you?
Ospreay.
William Ospreay. Good
Yes.
old Billy Bollocks on Twitter. No, I'm kidding. He's mellowed out recently, thank God. So, Kota Ibushi, at the start of the year at Wrestle Kingdom, he won, or he gained possession of, both of the IWGP Heavyweight and Intercontinental Championships. Titles that had been holding hands with each other since 2019? 2020. Time is fucked, alright? I don't know what year it is. I don't know how long it's been since random shit's happened, right? But 2020, start of 2020.
Yes.
Tetsuya Naito, my favorite wrestler in New Japan, he won both of those belts in a double gold dash of the previous Wrestle Kingdom. So he had both of those belts. Both of these belts had separate lineages, but pandemic hits, everything goes to shit. So both of these belts have been interlocked with each other, defended almost as one championship, with one person changing hands to Evil, Naito, and then to Ibushi, I want to say. So you've got this lineage going. These championships have both had their lineages, but now they have been unified into the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship.
Right. So they've unified these
So,
two titles. Okay.
They've
So
unified these two titles. They've unified both of them into one championship.
I basically-
Years and years of history have now been condensed into one new shiny belt.
okay. Basically, what I've done is I popped the shiny belt on the screen, but I accidentally popped Chris Jericho and Stone Cold on the screen at the same time. So...
Oh my god, no, spoilers.
Yeah, I
Everyone will know what we're talking
but
about next.
It's in the title.
It's in the fucking title, dipshit.
But basically, I mean,
Well, before we get into brass tacks, we should give context as to why the championship looks like this, surely.
Okay, why does it look like a pile of shit?
Calm down. First of all, there's a couple of key tenets behind the design which reflects the history of both the individual championships, the heavyweight and the intercontinental championship. So there's been 4 generations of the IWGP heavyweight championship belt. There's been 4 different designs throughout time. So the center plate, which you can see here, acknowledges the history of those 4 generations.
Okay. Oh, my cat is on my lap. Continue.
Amazing. I'm glad you're so invested in this.
I am. So the middle bit is to do with the other belts because there's been other titles. Yes. Yep.
Okay. Yep. Good one.
I
The
am
upper part
listening.
is it's like a not spherical. It's a round design which it recalls the original circular championship design.
Okay.
And then you got the upper profile carries the second generation sort of crown shape. The belt was shaped like a crown. Admittedly, that one didn't look too good, but they incorporated elements of that into the top part, which is complemented on the plate itself by a pair of wings, which represent those wings on the third generation of a title belt. And then the central lion mark, which is the New Japan logo, it brings to mind the fourth generation, the most recent one, which is gorgeous, by the way. No professional wrestling championship in history, I don't think, will ever look as good as the most recent heavyweight championship design. But to each their own. We could all argue for hours and hours about how our favorite belt is better than the other belts. But on the center plate, you see the concept of flight going into the world at large, branching out onto the world stage, which is what New Japan has been doing for the past couple of years. The lion mark in the center, the upper center, represents the sun above the earth below. Flames emanating from the sun are those of the fighting spirit, which is also represented by a sword piercing the world below from top to bottom. 5 separate gems around the central globe represent the continents, bringing in the Intercontinental Championship design, as well as New Japan's 5 decades of history as a company. Each gem is set in a fang-like position, bringing to mind a lion gripping the world in its teeth, while wings emanating from the globe represent taking flight into the world stage. So there's the philosophy behind the design of this.
Okay. So here's the thing. It looks like Cody Rhodes' neck tattoo, so no.
Yeah, unfortunately it does kind of look like Cody Rhodes' neck tattoo, which is one of the worst tattoos we've ever seen,
Yeah,
unfortunately. Oh god, alright. I understand. Everyone thinks the belt looks like shit. But here's the thing.
Oh, it looks so bad.
It
looks like the
don't
Divas
think
title.
it's... No, alright, okay.
Sort of.
In what
like...
fucking world? I've seen so many comparisons with the old Butterfly Belt Divas Championship.
But it kind of sticks out like a butterfly. So, I mean, like...
No, it does not. Are you kidding me? The top half of the belt has points on it. 2 points going outward, granted.
Yeah.
But those are like wings from a bird. They're not butterfly wings.
What?
It's nothing like that at all. Just because there's a similar profile shape at the top half doesn't mean that it's the same exact design.
But it just...
Yeah,
It just,
go on.
mean, it does look like... I don't know. When I say these things, it looks like a toy. Like I hate.
Here's
this is
the
just
concept,
thing about
right?
the belts as a whole. Like they all
Belts in wrestling in general, or
oh no, just there's so many belts out there. Even in UFC, like the UFC title looks like a fucking toy. They don't look like.
Granted, I don't
belts
actually know what the
anymore.
UFC championships look
God,
like. I've never actually seen pictures of them.
All right, let me get that up. But they
No, I can look at it. It's fine.
Okay, but like they just look like toys now. They don't look like
So they changed the UFC belt to look more like a octagon?
Well, the old one was fine as it was. I don't understand. It was completely fine.
Just so we're on the same page, the old one had the big UFC letters. It had like the cage behind it, and it had some relief designs around the edge of a plate. Am I looking at the right one there?
Yeah, that's the old one.
Okay, so the new one is a massive fucking octagon.
Yeah.
With embellishments and bevels and...
It's awful. Yeah. I don't want to be that guy. But
okay, all right. In a similar scenario, I think the biggest issue here is that the fact that the belts preceding these new designs are some of the best belt designs ever made.
Yeah, and I think that's sort of the problem.
It's like I was saying in the preamble. I don't think there's ever going to be a more gorgeous looking belt than the 4th generation IWGP Heavyweight Championship. It looks phenomenal, like around the waist of AJ Styles, on the shoulders of Okada or Naito. Tanahashi made that belt what it was. Like, okay, there's a lot for it to have lived up to, and granted, it's a step down, but that's just to say that it's any belt would be a step down, you know?
I mean, I don't know. I just...
Okay, if we want to point out issues here, I will say that the center plate doesn't quite fit with the strap. Like, you can kind of see there, it's got a lot of blank space.
Yeah,
in sort of like the lower middle part. I will agree that maybe you could have embellished that a little bit more, but
I feel like the side plates they're just two giant squares, so it just looks stupid. If you're gonna have a weird looking design, at least have weird looking side plates with it. I don't know. It just
I think the side plate designs themselves aren't too bad, but sure, they are a bit big. I think maybe if you made them like 25% smaller, they would be a little bit better.
the chat is saying. Speaking of
Yes, let's read our chat. We've got
Yes.
various people in the chat. We got Stussy, we got Jason, we got Jellabang, we got Andrew Johnson, we got a load of different people all spouting opinions. Let's have a look. Jason, aka Woofy, says, it's like the Big Eagle WWF title argument all over again. Now, see, this is the argument that I always think of when we argue about belt designs. That and the Intercontinental Championship designs, oddly enough.
Yeah, but do you mean
What is the, to you, what is the best looking WWE heavyweight title?
the best one of all time is the Attitude Era Winged Eagle.
Windingle?
Wait.
Windingle?
Oh,
What the fuck is a Windingle?
No, it's the Attitude.
Were you trying to say
Era.
the Winged Eagle?
Yeah, the one that's like a big circle and it's got a globe in the middle and it's still got
With a
like,
big eagle?
with a big eagle. I think that's the best one. When I think of the WWE title, I'll go straight to that. I know people in the chat like, I prefer the Undisputed title. I'm like,
I personally have never enjoyed the look of the Undisputed title. To me,
No.
that looks more like a tag team title belt.
yeah, like it doesn't seem like the world title. Like
No, it
I
just
mean-
seems like a mid-card belt, honestly.
yeah.
But-
I mean, Liam will have a different opinion. Kim would have had a different opinion. She liked the Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels Eagle
Now,
belt.
see, I can never distinguish the difference between that belt and the Winged Eagle belt. To me, they look almost identical.
Nah, they're different. One's like a big.
They're both circular with, like, wings on and shit.
No.
Like, the only difference between that and the Winged Eagle is that the wings actually come out of the design rather than the old one, where the design was mostly spherical.
Yeah, I mean,
And the globe was a different size, I think, was the other one. But
I mean,
to the untrained eye, they both look very similar.
Okay, fair enough. But I think the worst one by far is the spinner one, which they had for the longest period of time in history. So
Okay, now here's the thing. It's another argument with belts in general, is that some belts look really good on some people, but then they look terrible on other people. For instance, for me, the spinner belt looks great on John Cena.
Oh yeah.
It was made for him, obviously. I think Edge made it look good, personally.
Punk made it look alright.
Punk made it look alright. One could argue Triple H as well. I always thought that belt suited him quite well. Randy Orton. In summary, there's a lot of different opinions that you can have about championship belts. Granted, the general opinion about this one is that it looks fucking terrible.
No,
Now,
it
I think
is.
people are just being a bit way too harsh on this. I think it looks passable, right? I don't think it's
No.
one of the worst fucking belts we've ever seen.
It looks
Bearing
like a
in mind,
mid-card
we've
belt.
had the Divas Championship. We have, I think the current United States Championship looks fucking horrible.
What? That belt's amazing.
It's just a big fucking brick.
I love that
It's just
belt.
a big fucking brick.
That belt's amazing. The old one's terrible. The old one was just like a crappy.
The old one's iconic. It's got the American flag on it and everything.
It was awful. It was one of the worst belts I ever made.
No, one of the worst belts I've ever made is the, the Oval Intercontinental Championship.
What? Get the fuck. What is wrong with you?
That looks like it could fall apart any second.
What
It looked
in
like
the
it was
name
fucking
of-
run down as shit.
Oh my god, what are you saying? It hurts.
Compare that to the design that Cody Rhodes reintroduced. Like the
no, I
classic
hate-
Intercontinental
oh,
design.
I
How can you hate that one? That looks like a wrestling
Oh,
championship.
Oh, it looks so crap. It just looks like a
Oh,
generic
come off
belt.
it.
It's so bad. It's just like every belt was based off of that one at some point. Like every indie fed had a fucking Intercontinental.
Because
looking-
it's that good. It defined a
Oh,
generation.
No, it's just generic. It's crap.
Can we at least agree that the big gold belt is a good one? Says
Yes,
Andrew
that
Johnson in the chat.
Yes, we can. That one is brilliant. I wish they brought
Big
it.
gold is iconic and legendary. That one transcends like wrestling as a whole. Anyway, if you were to ask just random Joe on the street, he'd be like, "Oh yeah, that's a wrestling title."
I mean, I actually like the NWA one. Like
The NWA.
yeah, the NWA title.
Oh, the £10 of gold.
Yes,
I don't actually know what that looks like. Let me get a picture.
Yeah, like it's got like a mini globe at the top, and then it's got like different countries' plates on the
See,
side.
that looks good.
See,
that looks good, but only in the context of NWA. If that was like a championship design in any other Fed, I think we would shit on it, honestly. Like, why are the side plates so small? But it's for £10 of gold. It's probably the oldest wrestling belt still going, isn't it?
No, it is.
It's never had a redesign. It's been around since like the 1950s.
Well, technically speaking, the big gold belt was the NWA title for a bit, so...
Was it really?
Yeah, basically when...
See, I never knew this.
When Ted Turner bought Jim Crockett Promotions, they basically cut ties with the NWA, so the big gold belt just became the WCW title, and the NWA had their own world title. Yes.
In saying this, the current WWE championships, like the Big W, I don't think that's terrible.
No, I think they're fine. I think that's my second favourite ever. The current design of the titles. It's a shame
maybe you could add a little more individuality to some of these designs, but I guess they just want to make it all uniform. But then saying that, why do the mid-card championships? Oh god, they brought in the new Intercontinental Championship design. I completely forget that design exists.
Yeah.
It's so fucking generic. Like, it looks like something you get out of one of the fucking 2K games.
Yeah, I prefer it over the one that Cody Rhodes brought in, but it's...
Oh, come on.
I don't like it. It's bad.
I don't like it.
I don't care. It's so bad. I don't want to wear it. No, don't make me.
No one's making you wear it. It's fine.
I
mean, pure, like, gorgeous looking belt is the United Kingdom Championship. Like, let's be patriotic for a little bit here.
Yeah, we left.
It's got like the lion and the unicorn, and it's got like the white and the red. Like, oh, it looks so good. But you know what? Another thing about this IWGP Championship is that when new championships are introduced, it always takes a little bit of time for them to be recognized in like a significant way. Shall we say there's going to be an initial reaction that maybe doesn't carry over into the belt's existence. Remember the original Universal Championship, 2017, when that was unveiled? Everyone booed the shit out of it. It's fine.
It's not.
It's absolutely fine. What you want about? The red design was not that bad.
It is that bad.
Then they changed it to blue and it went to SmackDown. It's fine. It's honestly not the worst. But saying this, this is the point I'm trying to make, is that like we all have our own opinions about championship belts. We all have our favorites. We all have our hatreds, right? I was just disappointed, honestly, that everyone was shitting on this belt's design, because I want nice things. I just want things to be nice, you know?
This isn't
like
nice.
This poor fucking company has been through so much shit with this pandemic, right? They actually shut down and didn't run any shows for a majority of last year.
Jesus.
I want them to have nice things. Because Japanese wrestling is really, 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 really good.
Yeah, okay.
I just think that this belt will grow on people.
Okay, well, I don't know, I think it looks crap. But I don't watch New Japan, so it won't grow on me. Because I'm an asshole. Oh god, I've accidentally clicked something. Oh no, is the stream... Oh god, is the stream gone?
What do you mean is the stream gone? What do you mean is the... What did you click? What did you do?
I clicked something. So the stream...
I still think we're live, pal.
Oh, okay, because basically, because my cat is next to me, I have to use my other hand to do things.
You have to use your special hand.
Oh.
We're special. Stop, we're still live. Come on, man. Jesus. Let's have a read of the chat before we segue on, because I feel like we're sitting on some gold here. Stussy says, when I was a kid, I didn't know the spinner belt was a real championship. I thought it was just John Cena's belt, like the $1 million in internet. That's hilarious.
Oh my god.
he just brought in his own fucking title.
I'm the John Cena champion.
Crack open a cold one with the boys. Let's do it. Swing a beer for the working man. Whoopi says UK title is amazing. Andrew Johnson says UK tag titles are my favorite. I didn't know those existed.
Nor did I.
Okay. NXT UK.
Is that still a thing? Like, what?
Yeah.
We live here and we don't watch it.
I mean, I don't care.
There's two.
That's harsh, all right?
Oh,
I care about Walter, right? I care about Kaylee Ray. It's just, I don't fucking know.
There's just too much of it. There's just too much.
Who is A Kid?
Is that somebody in my backyard wrestling company though?
He's apparently the holder of the NXT UK Heritage Cup. What is it with NXT and cups? They have like 2 or 3 different cups. I just love cups. Okay. To be fair, this one is this one's weird. This one looks odd. I mean, it's very British.
Of course.
I'd expect to see it in like a fucking trophy cabinet in like a golf club or something where you have your school disco.
That's probably where they got it from.
I just don't know who the fuck A Kid is. Who are you? Who is this kid?
He's
this
A
kid
Kid
of A. He's A Kid. A Kid. He's Spanish. Okay. Not what I was expecting in NXT UK, but go on.
So what?
Okay, no, anyway, sorry. We have the NXT UK drinking cup. We have the NXT UK tag champ. You should look this up, buddy.
Oh, right. I'm gonna do it right now. What am I looking? What do you want me to Google?
NXT UK Tag Team Championship.
NXT.
NXK. Fuck's NXK, buddy. NXT UK. There's so many letters.
Tag team. I know there's too many. I can't.
There's 5 whole letters. It's impossible to decipher.
NXT UK tag title, yeah?
Yeah.
What the fuck is this? What is this pile of crap?
Hey, settle down. A guy in the chat said it was his favorite. You can't just shit on someone's favorite like that. Andy Kwan. It's not like you've been doing that for the past 10 years.
I mean, alright, to each their own, but I think we found a worse looking title than the IWGP one. What's the bits on the side about? What is that?
I was just gonna say, I think the bits on the side are maybe a bit too big. Bigger than the nameplate.
Why do you got massive roadblocks on the side of it for some reason? Like, what's that about?
It's for a Roblox championship.
I mean, to each their own. That's the bit that ruins it for me. Like, the middle bit's alright, and the side plate's
To be fair,
right,
like, the official render on the website looks really not good, but in photography, it doesn't look too bad.
Oh, okay.
But that's just for center plate. That's just for center plate, I can see. I will admit. God. What a fucking wild ride this has been. We've learned so many things.
Can I just say, there's too many belts in this fucking company. I mean,
It harkens to The Incredibles, 2004, the Pixar movie. Lead villain Syndrome utters the line, "When everyone's super, no one will be." It harkens to that in the way of, if everyone has a championship, no one is a champion.
Yeah, I mean, oh my god, this Heritage Cup looks like something out of Harry Potter.
It's the Goblet of Fire.
That is the
Even the Goblet of Fire look decent. Like, this one just looks weird. It looks like a golf trophy or some shit.
Who the fuck is A Kid? Seriously.
Alright, so, bottom line. IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. I think it's okay. Everyone else hates it. That's fine. I'm okay dying on that hill. But who else says it's the bottom line?
Well, I'm gonna get my mouse back from my cat and tell you that the
Cats
bottom
love
line...
mice.
No, that says show starts soon. Come back.
Pick the right fucking image. It's not hard.
It's hard when
You know which one it is. You know which one we're segueing to.
It's hard when a cat wants to bite your arm. Like, it's not like...
Click on the fucking Jericho Austin. There we go. All right,
So,
let's do this. Let's go.
It's been announced that Chris Jericho, current AEW superstar, will be appearing. Sorry, Kenny, for scaring the shit out of you. And Chris Jericho will be appearing on the Stone Cold Broken Skull sessions on WWE Network, aka Peacock, aka The Cock. Which is very strange because obviously Chris Jericho is an AEW superstar. Now, I've done some homework on this, Mr. Sam. I've actually done my homework today.
You know that Sam isn't my last name, right?
Brooks. So basically, Steve Austin said that he texted Vince about a badass idea about Jericho coming on the show. Vince actually goes and says, "It's cool, go ahead." And then Steve texts Vince one more time, "Are you sure it's okay to have Chris Jericho on the show?" And Vince gave me the thumbs up emoji type of thing. And also, according to Brian Alvarez, Tony Khan has given his blessing on Chris Jericho appearing on WWE television as an AEW superstar.
Chris Jericho on my WWE television
On the
is
Peacock.
more likely than you'd think.
So this is quite. I mean, this is the forbidden door has been opened further, Sam. Like, I mean,
I'm pretty sure the Forbidden Door doesn't have hinges anymore. I'm pretty sure it's just on the floor, like when fucking Rampage Jackson just beat the shit out of a door. That's what's happened here.
my cat is stuck to my sofa.
What
Okay.
the fuck?
Okay.
What do you mean he's stuck? What do you mean he's stuck? He's just on the side of it? Like, what's happening?
Basically, he tried to climb up my sofa and then got stuck, and now he's all right now. Good, Kendi, you big goose. But yeah,
Wow.
so
What a life he lives at Casa del Juan. Jesus Christ.
Casa del Quan and Kenny, because Kenny basically rules the house, and I am the other person who lives here. Basically,
Sounds about right.
yeah. I mean, the Forbidden Door has been well and truly smashed down and
I mean, let's look at it this way. You've got
torched.
Impact has completely like spread itself thin. You've got New Japan talent holding their tag titles. You've got AEW constantly airing infomercials on there, like very tongue-in-cheek stuff. You got Kenny Omega possibly becoming the next TNA heavyweight champion. Like, there's a whole load of shit going on here. The only one that's been left out really is Ring of Honor, but you know, some would say that's a good thing. So, okay, Chris Jericho.
Yep.
I just want to take a moment to talk about Chris Jericho.
Oh, what about Mr. Jericho would you like to speak of?
In terms of talent, in terms of like performance, all-time greatest. Agreed?
In terms of in-ring, yeah, no, I can't disagree with that.
In terms of in-ring ability, in terms of characters, in terms of reinventing himself and still staying popular like 3 decades after he debuted.
It's quite.
He's a Hall of Fame inductee in the future.
It is quite impressive that the guy is still somehow relevant. Like it's actually unbelievable. I mean, when you really sit there and think about it, when a lot of people who came in during his time are, I might need to word this delicately. They don't wrestle anymore. It's actually quite amazing how he's still going. I don't know how many more years he probably got. One would argue probably not that many, but the fact that he's still going, he's still a major name in the business. Okay, his political views are a bit...
No. Getting ahead of me here. Treading on my toes here.
Sorry.
We've had Chris Jericho appear in Suplah Brawl before.
Uh-huh.
He's been, like, everywhere. However, in late 2019, I'd say, start of 2020, things started to change.
Oh dear.
Things started to get a little bit controversial in Chris Jericho's house. Let me start from the beginning. At some point, I think it was either at the very start of 2020 or like the very end of 2019, Jericho has his podcast, yeah?
Yes, I'm just zooming in on Jericho for some reason, but continue talking.
He hosted Donald Trump Jr.
Oh, Christ above.
Red flag number 1.
Yeah, yeah.
Quite literally a red flag.
Wait,
And
are their flags blue?
what, Republicans? No, they're red.
No, I meant like the stupid Trump flags. Aren't they like blue and they got like Trump's stupid face on it?
Well, it doesn't matter. He's not president anymore. So,
lol.
Jericho also donated big amounts of money. Some might say more than the allowed limit to Donald's re-election campaign.
And that went really well.
Apparently it did. So well.
What a tit.
So, he donated to Donald Trump.
Okay.
Another red flag.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, right.
And then, COVID.
Okay, yeah.
We know that Jericho has his rock group, Fozzy.
Yeah, they're, well, apparently...
And we know that they continued to perform live concerts in the midst of a pandemic.
Yeah, very stupid. Yeah, very bad.
Culminating in... God, when was this? It was like towards the end of last year. I think it might have been like September-ish.
Wasn't it like for
October-ish?
Like Sturgis motorcycle thing or something?
Sturgis Motorcycle Rally, which was later confirmed to be a super spreading event.
Lovely.
With hundreds and thousands of cases of the virus being linked back to it. Who were some of the guest performers of that event? Fozzy. Chris Jericho, frontman of Fozzy. And not only this.
Everyone I know.
Yeah.
Spreaded it that day. I've been ashamed. Well, he's not even ashamed. I mean, yeah.
No, he's clearly not ashamed of anything. It all culminates in... Well, it doesn't actually culminate. There's a lot of shit he's done. He performed at the Sturgis rally, super spreader event. He clearly doesn't give a shit about COVID, which is unanimously a shitty thing to do.
Yeah.
He then used his podcast to give conspiracy theorists a platform, including those that deny the pandemic is actually a pandemic, and flat earthers. Clearly highly intelligent guests who have a good grip on reality. He would host these guests without challenging any of their views that they would use to spread misinformation and lie to people. Would he do anything? Nah. And then, start of this year, January, Chris Jericho's wife posts on Instagram pictures of herself and her friends that coincidentally look almost exactly like her, in that they are middle-aged, blonde, white women, with MAGA hats and flags at the storming of the Capitol that occurred. And
God.
Not only this, he has vocally said that lockdowns in, I want to say Nevada, one of the states, should be lifted despite this pandemic still continuing. Look at this smug little fuck staring at you through the laptop right now. And please tell me why we're supposed to give a shit about anything that he does right now. Please tell me. Please sell to me why I would even want to watch this broken skull dickhead session. Exactly.
I mean, here's the
exactly.
Brian,
That's the thing.
Wait. Brian Pan
Stussy
in the chat says that he had Andrew Lang on his podcast.
Oh my God.
So
Yang.
What did I say?
Andrew Yang.
What did I say?
Andrew.
What did I say?
You said Lang.
Did I? I mean, say, am I dyslexic? I'm
Andrew Wang Yang.
I'm seriously questioning this. Like Andrew Yang.
Yes.
God, am I dyslexic? So basically, the point my point is that
he had Andrew Yang on his podcast. Yes, but that doesn't undo the fact that he also had COVIDiots and flat earthers on his podcast.
He hasn't had a good year. I don't know what is wrong with him right now.
He's a Republican. That's what's wrong. No, I'm kidding. I'm joking.
Oh,
Any Republicans out there are
God.
going to be like, you liberals and the snowflakes.
Stupid libtards.
It's a joke. Oh my God.
Pepe the
So what I'm
Frog.
saying is,
Basically,
what did you just say?
Pepe the Frog. He was a thing years ago. Anyway,
yeah, you're not wrong.
the point
the
is-
point that I'm making is that he's caused damage. He's caused irreparable damage with his actions and with his views. So, I put no value in him anymore.
yeah,
As a person, as a performer, as anyone, I do not want to give him any of my time, other than this show, mentally or any other way.
I mean,
Literally,
I may disagree with the man. Like, I think basically what my stance is, I try to separate Chris Irvine, the guy who, if we met,
to separate the performer from the person playing this character, but really, that only goes so far, because whenever I see Chris Jericho coming out to Judas, all I'm going to think of is he's married to someone who was at the Capitol riots, and he's had idiots on his podcast. That man is currently playing this idiot on the TV. Like, I can't do it.
I don't know. I can, because I mean, if Chris Jericho is on my screen, I'm like, but then, I go, oh, right, yeah, okay, it's his character's all right. But I think
it's okay to recognize his accomplishments, but I think it's also important to recognize the bad that he's done.
yeah, I mean, if I bumped into Chris Irvine, the person, and he was like, "Hi, Andrew, I don't talk like this. Would you?"
What the fuck is this voice for Chris Jericho?
Hello.
Hi, Andrew.
Hi.
I'm the Ayatollah of rock and roller.
Will you please shut the hell up? If I somehow bumped into the guy and he's like, "Would you like to get a beer, Junior?" I'm like, "No, I'm actually 30 now. I'm not 6. You look like a 6-year-old." I'm like, "Yeah, I know." But
what is this situation
I don't know.
that you've come up with?
I'd probably-
Where you just bump into Chris Jericho on the street and he thinks you're a child and wants to give you a beer?
I don't
What
know.
is it? What is in your head sometimes?
I don't know, alright? This is the problem with Kim being gone. She would be like, "Don't say anything dumb on the Suplah. Don't be an
She would
idiot."
tell you to shut the fuck up when you're
she
being
said-
stupid.
Yeah, shut the fuck up, you little hobgoblin. No, anyway, the point is that...
Okay, Stussy in the chat says, I think it's a bit harder to separate art from the artist when it's wrestlers, since most wrestlers are just an exaggerated or some kind of version of themselves. Truth. But even then, with actual actors, whenever I see Jared Leto playing the Joker or whoever he was in Dallas Buyers Club, all I'm gonna think of is he sent Will Smith anal beads and he likes women of the illegally young persuasion.
Oh, God.
The-
Why would you...
It's the conversation of putting people on a pedestal and having idols, but
I mean, here's the thing. So, the only reason this is a big deal, then, is because...
yeah, it's the idea of AEW talent being on WWE television whilst both exist and all that jazz. So, I understand.
I mean...
I just wish it were Dean Ambrose. Sorry, John Moxley. Sorry, Jonathan Good. I just wish it was. I wish it was anyone else besides this guy.
No,
but if it was gonna be anyone, it would be Chris Jericho.
Yeah, it's good for AEW in the other sense as well. Even if Chris is told by Vince or whatever, "Don't mention AEW, damn it!" Just because he's there and you'll Google Chris Jericho, AEW will come up. So it's good for AEW. I really don't understand how or why Vince was like, "Yeah, screw it, why not?" I have no idea.
Because it's Jericho.
Yeah, but AEW is the competition. It just is.
But it's also
they just
Chris
kicked
Jericho.
They've just kicked you off Wednesday nights, for God's sake.
Oh yeah, that was a thing, wasn't it? They've moved NXT to Tuesdays now.
Yeah, so they've kicked you off. Which I'm
The end
actually
of a
glad-
Wednesday Night Wars, everybody. Say
Thank you,
goodbye to Brian
Jesus.
Alvarez tweeting those ratings.
I'm not gonna lie to you. This was the most pointless wrestling war probably ever. Probably
It
up
was
there.
barely a war. Both
So
programs are attracting
dumb.
less than 1 million viewers. Like, whatever.
And the thing is as well, like, if you're in the US, it's probably the best thing in the world right now that the thing is over. Because in America, you got Raw.
I no longer have to choose. I can watch both.
Well, you got wrestling every night of the week. So you've got Monday Night
Oh,
Raw,
yay. Goody.
Tuesday NXT,
Shit.
Wednesday Dynamite, Thursday Impact, Friday is SmackDown, and then whatever you want to watch at the weekend.
Shit.
But here's the thing.
WrestleMania and NXT and Wrestle Kingdom and fucking so much shit.
I mean, yeah, I don't know what it's like over here because I don't know if I heard Impact lost their TV deal here in the UK. I don't know if that's true or not. I have no
They lost that
idea.
years ago, and I'm pretty sure
I mean the newest
the only
one.
way you can. Oh.
Yeah.
Well, either way, I've heard the only way you can really watch them in the UK is if you watch them on Twitch. Twitch.tv, the website.
What is the point in them existing?
I don't know. It's something.
So James A in the chat says, "Don't forget Vince essentially told Jericho to go there."
It's AEW.
Yeah, because he
I don't remember that.
basically, I think he basically said to Jericho, "Be like, it'd be better for you to go there because you will be able to help them out and all that." And truth be told,
Okay, so he wants Jericho to go there to help them out, and yet he doesn't want any mention of the product on his television show.
well, I think that was more for Jericho's career perspective as a friend, being like, yeah, it's probably for the best because we're not going to be able to use you to the like.
We're gonna treat you like shit, so you
Yeah.
might as well go
Yeah.
to Tony Khan.
Yeah, they'll make you world
What?
champion. Like they will make you the world heavyweight champion. We have no.
Oh yeah, the boyhood dream of Chris Jericho being a world champion in 2020.
Yeah, like that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna. I mean, and truth be told, if you start a new company, you need a couple of names in there because no offense to anyone on the AEW roster, but when AEW started, was that 2 years ago now? Nearly.
Yeah.
You're not gonna like the average person on the street has got no idea who Kenny Omega is. Like they just don't.
I feel like you're underselling John Moxley here.
Yeah, but even John Moxley, like I don't think people would know who that guy is. If you like, I'm talking about like the super casual fans that don't even watch it, haven't watched it in 10 years, 15 years.
Yeah, but
Like, the
that's
people
just
that
a
try to get
myth.
back.
They're never gonna just randomly start watching because they randomly see Chris Jericho on a program. They're gonna think, "Oh, it's Chris Jericho. It's wrestling. I don't like wrestling. What's on the other channel?"
Okay, fine, but basically,
Like that myth doesn't exist. I was talking about like the actual wrestling audience because the wrestling audience is very vast in of itself, while still being under like 1 million viewers on weekly TV. But that's besides the point. Point is that a lot of people are going to be wanting to watch AEW if you have people like Jericho, Ambrose, who else? Matt Hardy, Sting, Brody Lee. Like, there's a lot of good that comes from a Christian. Like, there's a lot of good that comes from talent going to this place.
wait. Did you say Brody Lee?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's dead, isn't he?
I know he's dead,
Oh, I
dickhead,
thought you
but
meant-
when he first joined,
Yeah, when he was there,
when he
yeah.
first fucking joined the company, he was bringing in people and he made
Yeah,
the Dark
no,
Order,
that's
not
true.
shit.
Yeah, no,
So-
he basically made the Dark Order good, which is
Right,
a
so-
miracle.
Because he was an amazing worker, but we always knew that anyway, besides the point.
Oh,
What point are we making here?
I don't know, but Brian Stussy in the chat says Vince didn't exactly send Jericho to AEW. He just said he was cool with Jericho going there. So
I mean, it's Chris Jericho. Like, the man's made his career already. He could probably retire right now and just perform Fozzy at fucking Republican rallies and never have to wrestle again.
James
The
A.
fact is that he wants to.
Yeah, James A in the chat says that Impact were on 5 Star, which is a TV station here in the UK, until the 27th, and they're not in the Sky Planner from now on. So from then on. So basically,
Well, AEW is giving Impact way more spotlight than they would ever get on their own. So
I don't understand. I still don't get that. I don't understand from a business perspective. Why do you keep trying to stop? If anything, like Impact are like, thank you for making us relevant. Like, I don't understand.
it honestly reminds me of the Ring of Honor New Japan situation. Every single time a New Japan talent appeared on a Ring of Honor show, they would bury the Ring of Honor talent. Literally.
That's because New Japan's the bigger company.
Yeah. One could argue that AEW is bigger than Impact.
Well, AEW is bigger than the majority of wrestling companies on planet Earth right now. Like, it's the second biggest company on the planet.
Well...
It's bigger than New Japan. New Japan has fallen from grace. Especially with their shitty-looking title.
That doesn't prove anything.
I know. Well, okay. Well, New Japan have... You've got to admit that New Japan have fallen slightly.
Are we talking about popularity or
Yes.
like...
Which is sort of the idea of a wrestling company, is how
It
popular
wasn't
they are.
their fault that they had to spend most of last year not doing any
Yeah,
shows.
but no. I mean, like, even before then. Like, even the moment that, like, AEW started...
Oh,
and
the
all
moment that the
guys-
Elite left is when you personally lost interest.
No, a lot of people lost interest. It wasn't just me.
Agree to disagree, I suppose. You wouldn't really know because you never had any stakes in the Japanese side of that program
I
anyway.
know, I
You were
understand.
only ever interested in the Elite.
I understand. You were a
Do you
big
know who
fan.
Jay White is?
Yes, he's the Switchblade man. He's from New Zealand. He's got a blade. He's Switchblade. I know who
He's
that
the
is.
Switchblade man.
I saw him live in Doncaster or where the fuck the place was. Where the hell we went
why.
to?
I don't know why, but the fact that he's the Switchblade, but you call him the Switchblade man. Like he's the man that sells switchblades out of his jacket.
There you go. I'm not technically wrong. He is a Switchblade man. There you go. Jay White.
Oh my god. Anyway,
I'm not incorrect. I mean,
what other news did we have to talk about? Did you have any other pictures? Magical pictures?
No, I don't have any other.
There's a couple of
magical
quick
pictures.
things we can run off.
Okay, I'll get rid of Jericho from the screen. Goodbye. No, that's the
Hall of Fame 2021 inductees have been announced. For the class of 2021, we have Kane,
That's gotta be Kane.
the Great Khali,
No, God, why? Fuck, please.
and Rob Van Dam.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Let's just have a quick breakdown of all of these three, okay?
All right, yeah. I've got all night. I don't care.
Kane obviously was going to be in there, right?
Well, I'm surprised he wasn't in there already. So
I'm surprised that he's in there before The Undertaker.
I think they'll probably do the Undertaker as a separate. Like, I think they would rather have.
He'll probably headline next year.
It's a bit like The Rock. Like, The Rock ain't in there yet, but like,
Why?
Because they're running out.
Oh, let me guess. They're waiting until he becomes president, right? Probably.
We've learned our lesson. We've learned our lesson with Donald. We don't need to do this again.
My point is without The Undertaker, there is no Kane. Kane's entire career was because of The Undertaker, so...
Well, yeah, he was a fucking dentist before.
Yeah, exactly. So,
like that gimmick was awful.
bit odd, but welcome induction anyway. Great Khali.
No, please, Christ, no, God. He couldn't.
I don't
even-
want to
he-
do the whole
he
gender
couldn't-
situation again, where it's just because of India and the millions of people that live there, but one of his biggest accomplishments is a fucking Slammy Award for his kiss cam.
And the other thing as
come
well
on.
is he couldn't even hold up the world title right. It's upside down, damn it. But I mean, I've heard like a generation of people who like I hear this online on Twitters and God knows where they were like, the Great Khali was really scary when I was a child. I'm like, oh God, how old am I?
How old am I?
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm like, well, stop saying these things.
He debuted in like what, 2006?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. But no, he's the first ever Indian world champion. Okay.
All right, fine, I guess.
And then Rodney Von Dorothy.
I mean, that is that. Rob Van Dam is. I can't stress enough how much of a major name he is. Like,
ECW, the mid card, the main event,
but it's,
Money in the
my
Bank.
friends who don't watch wrestling still remember Rob Van Dam, for God's sake. That's how much of an impact that guy had. I can't. People go, oh, it's just the Frog Splash Man, whatever. But like literally,
Well, he's not just the Frog Splash Man.
I know.
He's the stoner Frog Splash
Man. Okay, there's a difference. But he is.
The business would be a different place without him.
Yeah, no, I mean, like he basically made the invasion angle tolerable.
If he didn't fuck up and get high when he was like double world champion, that would have been pretty cool.
Yeah, and
he was double world champion at one point.
And like
he beat John Cena at the ECW show, and is one of the best moments of that last decade.
Yeah, and
even before that, he was just entertaining. The Rolling Thunder, the Frog Splash. He points at himself. It's fucking great.
It's brilliant. And, I mean, if you go back and watch his ECW stuff, it's still pretty good to this day, still holds up. And, yeah, I mean, that makes all the sense in the world. I think Rob Van Dam was one of my favourite wrestlers growing up. He's not in my top 10 that I said on my birthday.
Don't remind me of that fucking horrible game of trying to guess your 10 favourite wrestlers. Oh, my God. So yeah, you've got all these people in the Hall of Fame. Titus O'Neil is getting the Warrior Award.
I'm done with this crappy award.
And William Shatner's the celebrity inductee.
Again, I don't get why.
The WWE Network has moved to Peacock, and they are censoring old content.
Yeah, and
they have removed segments, the most notable one being when Vince McMahon said the N-word.
I mean, okay. I was not entirely surprised when I heard that, because it's Vince McMahon saying the N-word. I mean, why the fuck would they leave? I'm surprised that was even on the network still.
Here's the argument. Anyone who has been paying attention to old programming going on to new streaming services, stuff from the past, which now is being viewed as problematic because we as a society have progressed from certain viewpoints.
But that just
happened. Does no good to censor it. Because then you ruin the examples of what not to do and what not to be like. You instead had to have it as a reference point as to why it's bad now.
I understand.
Because we've evolved as a species, we've progressed as a society to know that when Roddy Piper painted half of his face black when he fought Bad News Brown, an African-American man, that's bad. That
was not a good idea. And I think as well...
And when Vince McMahon said the N-word to John Cena, that was bad.
Yeah, and
but you should not get rid of them. Because to get rid of them shows that we don't, or that we haven't, learned anything.
Because there's other streaming platforms that say things like, this was created at a different time, where things were...
Disney Plus does this with Peter Pan and all of their old movies. Looney Tunes has a Whoopi Goldberg introduction talking about why it's important to have these moments preserved, otherwise we'll never progress as a society.
And you're doomed to repeat them. If you do not learn from history, you will just repeat it. It's the way society works. Some would argue that's what the hell's going wrong in society now, is people are stupid and they don't look back and go, that was a bad idea, so they're just doing it again. And
one could argue that that's very much the focal point of a lot of society now, is digging up past transgressions and mistakes, but this is a social commentary for somewhere other than a wrestling podcast.
Yes,
I think.
I mean, the other thing.
Point is, I don't think that Peacock should be censoring these things. If they're going to do that, they might as well not even have WWE content on their streaming service.
The thing is, as well, is that I understand certain things being censored, though, like the Owen Hart stuff. Fair enough. Like that should never go out on anything.
As in footage of him dying.
Yes, that should never, ever,
That
ever...
is in a different league.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So there's stuff like that that makes sense, and other things like, I don't know, what's equally as awful? Not a lot, actually. So...
Yeah, that's pretty much up there.
Yeah, so, I mean, random stuff like that, okay. Random awful occurrences in history should not... Yeah, okay.
They need to be preserved for the sake of context.
But, like, certain things, I don't know, it's...
Don't put them on a pedestal either. I'm not saying that fucking whenever you log on a Peacock, it's just Vince McMahon going, "Keep it up, mud."
Ah! So, yeah,
You don't put them on a pedestal. You don't censor them. You have it in the context. And if you would like to, put a note saying, okay, with the Looney Tunes shit, you can say it's historical context. I don't know why Vince McMahon decided to say the N-word in 2006.
Yeah, that wasn't even a good idea.
I don't fucking know. It wasn't a good idea at the time.
I mean, like,
but the point is that you have to keep it up because otherwise, it doesn't show that we've learned and evolved.
Yeah, I mean, you're doomed to repeat it. I mean, okay, hopefully, I hope he never says that word on television again. But, like...
You know he won't.
Yeah, I mean...
But you can bring on the Ball family and they'll say it for you. Remember that?
Apparently James A in the chat says, Peacock's changes, edits and censorship will be rolled out on the international platforms as well. So it's going to be the whole WWE Network, not just the cock. So...
I'm confused about the entire deal anyway. I thought it was just an American thing. I didn't think that we would be affected by Peacock.
Well, basically, I think... Okay, I don't know...
We don't have NBC. We have ITV.
Yeah,
like, what the fuck is an NBC?
I don't have any proof of this. This is just a guess. Because this deal has done so well, right? So NBC gave WWE, like, what, $1 billion to do this?
Oh, Jesus. They don't need this money.
Basically.
They already got the Saudi blood money. Why do they need Peacock money?
I can see WWE... And this is just a guess. I have no evidence. This is just an educated guess. If you made $1 billion on selling WWE content and putting it on another platform, I wouldn't be shocked if they're trying to do that everywhere. I honestly wouldn't be shocked because Vince is forgotten. I don't have to host this crap anymore, and I get $1 billion for doing it. This is brilliant, and I can slowly see the WWE Network coming to a very slow and painful end. And I wouldn't be shocked if this happens in Canada, the UK, major countries, I suppose.
I mean, it's not like I'm literally going to the network just to look up Vince McMahon saying the N-word, but that's besides the point. The point is, we live in a society. You know? Like, what the fuck ever? Like, just don't censor shit just because it's problematic now. That's my 2 cents.
I agree. I don't get it, but the WWE Network is coming to an end, whether you like that or you don't like that. And it's a shame because I feel like as a platform, it was really good. I think for the amount of money, for value, for money and all that, I don't know. I'm shocked that WWE went the whole, like, 100 yards.
James in the chat agrees with you that you've got it right.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if they... Like, I'm shocked they went for the whole 100 yards of having their own network. And not, like, sticking
It was a wonderful time.
On Netflix.
How long was it? Not even 10 years.
7 years, something like that.
7 years. 7 whole years.
And
wow.
I mean, it's great, because
you could say they got an itch.
But, I mean...
Let's end on some good news.
Well, Stussy, I just want to say, Stussy says, but what if in 5 years NBC decides not to renew the deal? What happens then? Would it be embarrassing for them to try and relaunch or restart the network?
I think WWE as a company transcends embarrassment.
Yeah, they can just do it.
Have you watched it in the last 10 years?
Yeah.
20 years? Any at all? Have you ever seen this product? They transcend embarrassment.
I think
Like-
another network another streaming service would just pick it up.
This is a company that has no shame in producing events for Saudi Arabia, alright? This is a company that has no shame, clearly. So, for them to restart the network, fine. Just fucking do it. That's what they would think. But, starting on some good news, because I found this and I thought, hey, been a bit negative this episode. Life that's out of the ordinary, but I think we should end it with Bandido and other lucha wrestlers help the elderly get vaccinated in Mexico.
Wow, that is truly amazing.
Mexico's master lucha wrestlers lent their support to the elderly at a COVID-19 vaccination site in Mexico City, according to Sky News. There's a nice little video here, and you've got a lucha wrestler, I'm pretty sure that's Bandido, wheeling someone in a wheelchair ready to get COVID jabbed.
Amazing.
Help your fellow human where you can.
Yep, that's the moral of this one. Try to help people. That's the best thing to do, and get a jab as soon as you can.
There you go.
Get all
Rattle
the
off the
jabs.
plugs.
If you go to redbubble.com/people/the Suplah, you can find our merchandise. I don't know when we updated it last, but you can buy stuff still, so that's a thing. We have Suplah Gaming, where you can go back and look at all the magical times we played games in City Hall when that was a thing. I went back and looked at videos of us in City Hall. I don't know how we did set that house on fire, but also
We nearly did, remember?
Oh, God, yeah.
Remember the table with the barbecue?
I told you not to put it on a wooden table. Anyway, so
Why would I listen to you? You're a dickhead.
My father was a firefighter. Anyway, so like he's a firefighter. Like,
Suplah Brawl.
Suplah Brawl is a thing. I am the world champion, and I will be fighting Dragon on the.
Who needs Godzilla
show.
vs. Kong when you've got our Godzilla versus Kwong?
Dun dun dun. Hello. Do 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 dun 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 dun. Hi. So there's that.
We got that at our next event, which is called Drastic Go Down.
I prefer it in your spouse, but
We've had
victory,
that. It was
victory,
good.
victory, Cho 2, Electric Boogaloo.
So look forward to that.
So there's WrestlePundit.com. Go to Keelan's website. We have Suplah.com, where I wrote an article which surprisingly no one cares about, which makes me sad. But whatever. You can
No,
read it.
we care. We care about the analysis of the Monday Night Wars and
I
how
know.
ratings may not actually be as accurate as they'd like you to think.
Exactly. And then what is the other thing? I don't remember. Oh yeah. So Sam and I have been working on a special thing. Ooh, should I tell
a special
them?
thing.
I
Let's
will
keep it a
just-
surprise until we do it. That way we won't
Okay.
disappoint anyone if we never do it. Oh,
Oh, I was thinking about doing it tonight. Ooh.
oh my fucking god. Let's talk about it later. Oh.
Okay. Ooh, but I gotta have my
Stop
dinner
being a
first.
ghost.
I can't help it.
Molly and Molly.
The cat fell asleep at the end of the show. How ironic.
So is our audience. Play the outro.
Okay, I'm trying to stall because I never have it loaded up in time.
This is the problem, Andrew.
I think this is the correct outro, but I don't know.
You're a dickhead. Oh.
I think we plugged everything, haven't we?
Yes.
Well,
Fucking
thank
end
you.
the show.
Thank you for watching. It's been fun. Should do this next week. See you in a bit.
Do this every year.
Stay safe.